Hello, my friends. Hopefully everything is well with you. If you are new here, my name is Nina. And if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. If you can tell, I am platinum now. I think it just came up on the hair dyes and said, forget it. I'm just going natural. So yeah, that's what's different with me. I am doing the part 3 of the tours. Now these are the house plants inside, and I believe I covered everything upstairs. I have the 4th video tour, part 4, for the plants that are downstairs. But that would be another video. Here I am with Gucciana, which is my doggie. She just got vaccinated last week after the year. I didn't know they had to get vaccinated every year. But yeah, she got vaccinated. And she also got groomed yesterday. So I'm here with her. Yeah, my love. My lovey. Okay, and we are gonna do the tour of the houseplants on my IKEA VITTSJO shelves. These, unfortunately, just to let you know, because I don't know whether you know it or not, but the shelves were black and they did not sell them white here in Puerto Rico, and I wanted white shelves. So guess what I did? I spray painted them, and I really like it because I have the green wall background, and yeah, it makes a nice contrast. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving you some care tips on the plants, and that way we can all learn together. If you learn something, well, that's great, and I always learn from others, so we're always learning together, right? I invite you to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and activate the bell, and that way you can receive notifications when I upload another video. And also, if you like the video, I really appreciate it. So let's get this channel up and rolling, right? I don't mind doing it in English and Spanish. Both of them are I'm pretty fluent in both. So either way, it makes me practice the English a little bit more. So let's get going with the video, and I hope you like it. Well, let's get started with the tour of the VITTSJO shelves. Let's start at the top. Well, let's start at the props, why not? Okay, I do have a lot of lights here, LED lights. Okay, here are some props of the Brazil, philodendron Brazil. We have the pothos, the neon pothos. We have the head of the sound philodendron. We have the Argyrius pictus, syndapsis. Over here, we have I believe it's the cream illusion syngonium. And even though it looks somewhat like a matique, I do have a pothos inside there, and it does help root. And then here I have a Rhaphidiphora tritosperma also, and a Rhipsalis. And the Rhipsalis, I wasn't sure if it was gonna root or not in water, but yeah, it is. So I am happy. I'm a happy camper. That was a test. That was an experiment. Okay, so we're gonna go up to the first one. This is the only marble queen pothos that I have, and it's an epipremnum audium, I believe, even though it's white. But yeah, I think it's so cute. I do like the pothos a lot. On the back, I have a Sansevieria that was reclassed as a Dracena, and this was a gift from church. And they gave it to all the mothers, and this was last year, which was a really nice touch. And yeah, keep it up there, and it's doing nicely. This one up here is the Brazil, a little steak. But yeah, it was trailing, and I decided to pick it up because I do have one on a heart trellis, and it really is really pretty. So I wanted to do something like that with this one. I'm gonna leave this over here. Okay, here we have the pothos manjula. I do have it in pawn, and it is a test. I wanted to experiment on pond with the epipremnums, and so far it's doing well. Let me see if I can get closer and you can see the roots. Lighting in the back is not the best, but that's the lighting that they are receiving. And here I have a Monstera adansonii in pond, and it seems to like it. I had another one in leca, and for some reason it did not like it very much. So I tried this pond, and it's doing good. So it's always experimenting and see which one goes well, which one is which substrate they prefer. So I do experiment a lot. This one is the Philodendron Florida, just the plain Florida one, and it is facing the light. That's why let me just turn it around. It is, it has a lot of foliage actually. I got it very small with these small leaves here, and it's had, all these are new. I did have a small moss pole, but one thing that I can say about this plant is that the internodal spaces are so tight. They're really small, and it does not grow very tall. Let me see if I can get another angle without that light in the background. But yeah, it doesn't grow very fast, very tall. And just that little space, which is like 2 inches, I have all these leaves, so you can have an idea of how it grows. And yes, it does like a lot of illumination, a lot of light, but not direct sunlight. That's the thing about the philodendrons. They like a lot of light, but not direct sunlight. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so we're gonna go into the asparagus fern. This fern I've had a couple times and I just couldn't figure it out. And now that I bought it and put it here with illumination, we do have, you know, humidity. I'm not sure exactly what level of humidity we have in the normal environment, but it seems to like it. I water it once every week and a half, and it's doing very nice. And I really do like the way this plant looks. It's just so whimsical, you know. It's like it's just beautiful. I really do like it. And I also have it in my terrarium, and it's doing nicely also. So yeah. Okay, this one right here, I transferred over to pond, which this is the Syngonium pink, and it's doing good so far. I took it out of the direct sunlight from the balcony, and I put it here inside, receiving just the light, and it likes a lot of water. So I tried the pond, and yeah, it's doing good. It's doing good. I'm really happy. So it should do better, and it is doing better actually. The next one is the Philodendron Birkin. Like I said, the philodendrons do like a lot of light. I do like the variegation of this plant. It's unusual, but it's very pretty. Some people just don't like it, and I said, well, you know what? I really like it. And it's doing well also. Really likes it up there. And then here, what I did, this is the Philodendron Brazil. I wrapped it around so it'll be fuller and it'll grow roots in the middle. So yeah, it looks better that way instead of trailing. And hopefully it'll get fuller. I do have several plants of this Brazil. So yeah, I'm happy for that. Okay, next level. This beauty. This is the Hoya carnosa compacta Hindu rope. This is the classic one. This is the regular one. I do have it here, and I wanted to test it out before I do get the variegated one. I do have LED lights, as you can see. I have it a curtain of LED lights here, and at night it is just so pretty, but they get in the way right now. This one is doing very well. I constantly verify it, check it out, make sure it doesn't have any pests, and so far so good. The original one that I had, this is the second one that I had, and the original one had mealybugs, and they were just horrible, just trying to get in between these curly leaves. It was just terrible, and I could have dunked it in some kind of pest control, but it was just not worth it. It was just terrible. So I keep it here. It does receive the light, and it's doing good. It's doing good. I'm surprised. It is very, very pretty. I really do like this plant. And here I have the control for the LED lights, the curtain LED lights. Let me put that back. Okay, we go to the next one. This one is the philodendron heartleaf heteroseum. And I really do like this plant. It's simple, it's hardy, it's lush, it's starting to grow really nicely. It's plain, no big deal, but it is very pretty. On the side, we have the Syndapsis Moonlight. Now, this one here, it was giving me a lot of trouble. There you are. This one I had outside in the sunlight, the morning sun, and it just did not like it. Either it was raining a lot or the light that was too direct. So I brought it in here, and it's doing nicely. I wrapped it around on the top, and it's doing good, doing good. I'm happy for it. On the back, we have the mother plant for the Syngonium wellendii. This one has the silver streak going down the middle of the leaf. And yeah, it looks kind of cute. I think I will transfer this one into pond eventually. I see that they do better in pond. The Syngoniums do better in pond, and yeah, that's a lesson to be learned. So there's a tip that might help you a lot. Okay, we go to the next one. This is my propagation of the wellendii, which is the one that we just saw. Let me get this out of here, and look how nicely it's doing. It's not in pond, but this one's in water, and this one's doing very nicely. I have it in the mushroom pot, and can you see the difference? Can you see the difference? This is just water, okay? But the Syngoniums that I have transferred over to pond are doing very good. Now this one back here, okay, now this one back here is the Syngonium albo variegata, and it is in pond. Now it got burned here, which I'm trying to take out the burnt part because it was touching the screen. So you gotta make sure that these leaves do not touch anything other than air. And yeah, that's something that we all learn, right? Okay, but it is doing very nicely. I had a big plant of this, and it was outside receiving sunlight in the morning. And let me see if I can focus better. And it grew, but kind of, I didn't like the way it was growing. And I brought it inside, and I decided to put it in pond. And I am so glad I did. I really do like the way these leaves are growing. They have, some have more white than green, but they all are variegated. Look at that, just look at that. I am amazed how pretty these leaves have grown in pond. So Syngoniums, remember, pond. So yeah, pond, my dears. Pond, pond, pond. I like pond. Now this one was recently transferred over to pond. It did take up a lot of pond. I put leca on the bottom as the reserve, and ever since I did, the leaves are perking up. This is the Syngonium Cream Illusion, and it has like pinkish streak in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. Sometimes I see it more pronounced than others. I'm not sure what is the deal there, but yeah. But look how lush it looks. Doesn't it look nice? So I'm hoping that we'll get better. This was transplanted recently, I'd say that within this week. So far so good. Just test. Okay, here we go into the leca, and I also have some in pond. This one, it was dying off on me. This is the Syngonium milk confetti, and I decided to put it in pond. I said, you know what? I'm gonna try you in pond, and it's growing a new leaf. So far so good. We'll give it a test and see how that goes. This one in the back is the Syngonium albavariegata, but it is in leca. Now, can you see the difference between the pond and the leca? The leaves here have more lobes, and this one in particular is not very variegated. And the leaf is larger. This one was drying off on me. Maybe I might have left it without water for a little bit. I'm not sure, but they start to crisp when they don't have the water. In the back, I do have the leca with Syndapsis exotica. I decided to try it out on leca. It's doing so, no big deal, but it could grow better. Now remember, the Syndapsis are slow growers. But yeah, it's so. I can't say that it's not happy there, but look at this tendril. I just put it up. Okay, now here we have the Philodendron heterodoxum, and yeah, it's doing so. I wouldn't say great thing. In the front, I do see that the Monstera Peru is doing very nicely in leca. Look how pretty it is. That leaf, the ridges on the leaf are just so beautiful and stunning. I really like it. I don't have a luxurian, but I am happy with my Peru. And they do have the ridges. Both of them have the ridges. Okay, now this one is the Monstera siltepecana prop. This one grows like a weed. Whoa, this one is incredible how fast it grows and how easily you can prop it. The propagation is very fast. I water propped it, and yeah, it's doing good. The mother I'll show you below. Okay, now let's go into the next level. This is the third level. Here I have the Alocasia silver dragon. This one was from Corms, and they're growing very pretty, very nice. I do have this in aeroid mix. Now I see that the leaves are not growing as big. Maybe I should try pond. The Alocasias and the Syngoniums really do like pond, so I'm going to try it out. But if this one does not grow bigger soon, then I will, let me move this light here. Then I will try getting some corms and growing them in pond. But it's doing nicely. Look how beautiful it is. Okay, then in the back, I have the Philodendron Ring of Fire. Now this one is gonna go below. This one, I do have a bottom level where most of my philodendrons are, and they are growing very nicely. This one is so-so. I cannot say it's not, it's growing fantastic, but it is growing nicely. But it could grow better, I think. It could grow better in full illumination, no direct sunlight, and yeah, and then I water it less often downstairs than I do up here. So yeah, I think it would do better. Remember, these are the sheaths that I love taking out because all the philodendrons have sheaths, and that's where the new leaf comes in. Let me see, well, I can take it out without affecting it. No, it's still too recent, so I'm just gonna leave it on. Okay, here we go into the Philodendron Pink Princess. This is the black cherry. This is basically the only variegated leaf that I have. It has reverted apparently, even though it was small. Let me see if I can take this out. These little lights are bothering me a little bit, but I'll put it back later because it looks so pretty. Okay, and this one I have in a pink pot to complement the pink variegation. And the trunk or the stem is very dark pink, dark burgundy. So yeah. Now this one I turned over, but it's facing the light. This is the philodendron silver sword. This one is a new leaf coming out. Let me tell you something. I have one downstairs and it is just beautiful. So this one might be going down also. I feel like all the philodendrons have to have the same. So far, I change it and it's not coming out just the way I want it. Okay, here I have a prop in water. This is the fishbone cactus and doing nicely. The roots are coming out. I do have this one in the balcony receiving morning light and it's doing very, very beautiful. So I decided to prop it and make another one. Okay, here I have the Syndapsis exotica. I do have another one that I planted here. I mean, they were like $2.50 each one, and the leaves were humongous. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy two. No, actually, I think I bought 4, was it? And I put 2 in each pot, and yeah, so it will be fuller. So it's growing very nicely. This one's a new leaf, and here's another one. But look at this. This is huge. This is the original, one of the original leaves that I had. And I really do like it. I don't water this too often. I don't think it likes too much water. Okay. So then in the back, I have another Syngonium. This one is Cream Illusion also, but in soil. And yeah, it's growing, but I see that the one in pond is growing much better. It's just trying and experimenting constantly. Now this one, I thought I had lost. You know how the Syngoniums, the alocasias just die off on you, but they really don't die. They just produce corms, and they sleep, they hibernate. I guess I don't know how to tell you. But this one, when I went downstairs, it was full on, and oh my goodness, it's touching the screen. Okay, let me see how I can do that, how I can take this one out. See how big it is? Let me see if I can take it out so you can see the beauty of the leaf. It is spectacular. And I put Mrs. Hippo in there. Okay, let me see if I can take it out without affecting the leaf. Come on, baby, you can do it. You can do it. Okay. Bear with me. I don't want to chop this leaf. Okay. Okay, here we go. Move it so it'll be better. You can see it better. Now look at this beauty. This one is like the size of my hand. It is growing nicely and it can get much larger. But look at the details of this regal shield. The veining is a fluorescent neon green. I really do like this plant. I was just so happy I didn't lose it. But yeah, beautiful. Okay, we'll leave that there and I'll fix it later. We're going into the next one, and this one is the Anthurium. Well, I keep forgetting to put the name on there. I know it's an Anthurium, and it's growing very nicely. I bought it at Byron Pike, and it was crispy on the edges, but this new one is growing very nicely. Look at that. I have very few Anthuriums in my collection because I realize that they do like cooler weather. They do not like very, very hot weather. And here in Puerto Rico, it can get really hot. So, but this one's doing very good. And if need be, I have to take it downstairs, but so far it's doing very nicely here. Okay, here is the Epipremnum pinnatum albo variegata. This is a prop and I had it in water and I put it in pond. So we'll see. I'll show you the mother plant in a little while. And it looks much better than this one. But here we can see a little bit, the leaves are a little bit longer, and the elbow sectorial variegation will be shown on the mother one. That one doesn't show it very much. Okay, now here, let's go to the back one. This one right here I put in pond recently. And this one is the Syngonium Rare Red Plum Illusion Syngonium. This one I ordered, and I'm expecting it to get redder. And I just transferred it to pond, so we'll see how that does. I don't know if you can see it very well. Okay, so it's growing, but we'll see if it gets better in a little while. Okay, now here in the front, I have two. I have the Pearls and Jade, I have the Enjoy. Let's see what the difference is. What I did is that I wrapped it around on the top so it'll get a little bit fuller. Now, this one, Pearls and Jade. How can you tell the difference? This is marmalized. So you can see the little splashes, the green splashes. That is the Pearls and Jade. And it kind of looks like the Mandula, but the leaves are thinner, longer. They're not as round as the Mandula. I love the Mandula, but this one is really, really pretty too. So this one is the Pearls and Jade. Now we go into the Enjoy. The Enjoy is, let me show you a good example. Sectorial variegation. It has hardly anything of the marmalization, the splash, see, you can see it. It's just green and white, and that's pretty much it. And hardly no marmalization. This is a beautiful leaf right here. So you can see the difference. I decided to get both of them. I like both those. I like the epipremnums a lot. I like the hanging part, and it's just trailing. It's really, really pretty, but these are rather new, so that's why they're not as big. This one back here is the Anthurium Vitttifolium. Vittifolium. These get long, and they're getting there. I got it very small, so just be patient. And they are in aroid mix and facing the light. So hopefully this won't grow long leaves. Okay, here we have, I did have some props that I combined together. This one is the Marble Queen, and I love this plant. It's just so pretty. I don't really necessarily want all variegation. I do have the classic, which I call, and the regular ones, the regular jades, or all green. But yeah, this is really, really pretty. I really like this. I really like this. It's just so pretty. Very, very pretty and full. So I added another prop inside the middle, and it is growing. I do have another one that I'll show you, which is hanging. Okay, we're gonna go into the 1, 2, 3, the 4th level. Geobertias are the Calatheas. They were dying off on me, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to try something new. I'm gonna have to try either changing it around or do something with it. So I decided to put it in pond. They do like the water, the extra water. Oh yeah, they do. This one was basically dead. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And so far, so good. It's growing, it's giving me good new leaves. They're not as big, but it is rather new. And from coming back from dead is like, okay, it's doing nicely. The other one that I have is the Geobertia ornata, which is the pinstripe. Look how beautiful it is. This one was also dying. I'm telling you, all the Calatheas were dying off on me. I was like, oh no. Sometimes they can be very difficult, but yeah, they started picking up. There's a new leaf in the bottom here, and another new leaf here. And yeah, it's starting to pick up. I'm so happy. Then this one in the back is the Geobertia elliptica, and this is the cream stripe. when they get thirsty, the tips get crispy. So that's a good indication that you need to either add more water or change the substrate or do something. Some of them have the tips burnt because they were originally burnt when I transferred them over. But yeah, now they're not giving me any burnt tips. You see it right there. Very, very little. Let me get a new leaf here. Okay, so doing nicely. And this one's the most that it's grown. It grows a little faster than the other ones. So yeah, the pond is very good. I'm really, really happy with it. Okay, the next section that I have here is the Sansevieria props. I did have them together. Well, actually, they were growing together, and I was saying, why are two different Sansevierias in the same pot? And I don't like that. So I transferred it to each one. This one is a cylindrica. And I have some outside in the balcony that are receiving this morning light. They are a little bit bleached, but this one is doing very nicely. This was a small one. Then I have another one here. And let me tell you something, these are very good to have indoors. They provide good oxygen. They do pick up all the air toxins, the radicals, free radicals, and they clean the air. So yes, I would highly, highly recommend Sansevierias, which now they changed to Dracaenas. So yeah, but I really like them. Then here I have a prop of a Cebu Blue. This one is very, very pretty. The blue-gray leaves are just so pretty. The color is just, I really do like the color. So I do have that prop there. My mom gave me this mug, and I turned it into a planter. all the pretty mugs I turn into planters. That's what I get for starting off with succulents, because I really do that a lot. I just drilled a hole on the bottom, made it good drainage holes, and I just turned my mugs into planters. And it's so much easier to carry, believe me, when you have to rush or do something, because we get storms here, and it's just so easy just to grab and walk and, you know, put away or whatever you have to do. So, and it takes some of this pon off the leaf. Okay, now here is the Tradescantia Silamontana. This one is the fuzzy one. This one is the one that looks like it has cobwebs in it. But it was receiving too much sun outside, and I decided to bring it in here, put it in pond. It likes it. The Tradescantias tend to like a lot of pruning, and if you constantly prune them, they will constantly grow beautiful and last for a while. So yeah, this one is very, very pretty. I really like it. And my friend Damaris is the one that gave me that one. Okay, now we're gonna go into mostly of my alocasias. Okay, I did get 3 alocasias at the Jardín Caribe, which was the plant fair out here, and I just transplanted them into pond, so we can see that they are doing well. When you strip all the oil, the soil from the roots, you kind of wonder, it's like, are they going to be good? Are they going to be in shock? Are they going to, you know, show it? But they have not shown any type of trauma. And so far so good. They do like it. They do like it. Okay, we're going to start with this one. This one is the Philodendron micans. I really like the micans. It's just so velvety and it's so pretty. This leaf is just so beautiful. I do have a hanging plant, but then this is just a prop here, and I really do like the micans. It's just so pretty. Here I have a prop of the epipremnum aureum neon pothos, and it's doing very nicely. The color is just so pretty, so bright. And I do have a hanging basket. I'll show you in a little while. And yeah, and if I need to put this one in there, so make it fuller, then I'll go ahead and do it. But I really do like filling up my stands with plants that I really like anywhere I go. Okay, we're gonna go into this one over here. This one is the poly. This poly I had huge downstairs, and it just died off on me. I think it was just a drastic change in weather. And then I had the corms. These are corms, and they're growing very nicely. I changed into pond, and we have all these new leaves. This one was on the grow light, and it touched it and it burned. So you can see, I don't know why it doesn't want to focus. Well, it burned that area, and I said, you know what, I gotta take it out of the cabinet. And yeah, I did. I put it over here. It loves it, and now I'm getting a new one, new growth, right there. And yeah, I'm happy for that one. Now we're gonna go into the ones that I bought at the Jardín Caribe. This is the Jacqueline. It had been such a long time since I wanted this plant, and I just didn't find it anywhere. Some people would find it at Lowe's, and we don't have Lowe's here in Puerto Rico, which I wish we did, but I finally found it. I'm so happy. I transferred into pond, and look, it doesn't even look like it went through anything drastic. It's growing very nicely. Then we have the black velvet. This one was a little dusty because of the transfer into pond, but yeah, it's growing very nicely. Look at that. It doesn't show like it has any type of trauma. No drying off. It was just like, come on, I'm going in there. I like that. And then the third one that I got was this one, which is the green dragon scale. And so far so good. I mean, they're perky. I mean, they're not even sad or anything. So yeah, they do like pond. And let me put it where I can see the water levels. So much easier when I'm watering. Okay, here, let me get over here so you can see it. Okay, over here I have the Hoya carrii, and I cut it right there, and all of a sudden another stem came out and kind of filled up the space. Now, when you see those spots, it's already at the top, so I gotta do something about it. But see these areas where you see these spots here? That was when it got burned. And this was only with the morning sun. Okay? I said, you know what? These cannot receive direct sunlight. This has to go inside. So it's getting the illumination, but no direct sunlight. And so far so good. After I did that, the leaves have been coming out nice and pretty. And yeah, it likes it. And the moss pole does help it, but I don't think it really needs a moss pole. I think it's just some kind of support. Okay, here we have the mother Cebu Blue. And let me see if I can move it around. See how the leaves are getting bigger? Because it is on a moss pole. And yeah, you see that the leaves are bigger. But yeah, it's doing nice. And I do love this color, grayish blue. Now this one over here is the Monstera Celtipicana. And this one is everywhere. I mean, it is growing tendrils everywhere. Trailers, whatever you want to call them. I mean, they're like, I just wrap them around here because I don't know what to do with them. They're gonna get out of control eventually, which they're starting to. And yeah, it's just incredible how fast it grows. So let me just put these lights back. I don't want to get them tangled. Okay, so yeah, I have them all over the place. Look at this. They are pretty, but I don't know how much I'm willing to stand, because they're just everywhere. This one, I didn't know this was such a fast grower. I'm telling you, it is fast. Look at this. I have it wrapped around here, here, everywhere. Okay. So we're gonna go close up this area with the bottom shelf, which here I have the Hoya carrii albo. This is the inner variegated, and I put it in pond, and it looks like it reverted because the variegation that was here is just dying off. But this one's also in treatment because I had flat mites on this one, and yeah, I treated it, and I have it down here just to verify that it gets better before I put it with the rest of my plants in the cabinet where I have the majority of the Hoya. Okay, now here is my terrarium. I'm gonna pull it out so you can see it, okay? I'm gonna take the top off that has the light. Oh, maybe I should put the light so you can see it. Okay, in here, I have found that the best growers in the terrarium are the begonias and the ferns. The button fern, I have Rex begonias. I have the Immaculata. I have this other fern here. I believe they all call them under the category of Rex begonias. And I have the asparagus fern, which is growing outside of the terrarium. It's growing very nicely. And then I have another regular fern there, which I really don't know what it is. And I had it in flugostratum, and it was growing very nicely, so I decided I'll just put it in here. So I put the flugostratum on the top, and it's growing very nicely. And then I have some ornaments there. I have some deer, I have some rabbits, and I have some mushrooms, just to brighten it up a little bit. But I do notice that the begonias are doing very nicely here. Very nice. So I'm happy. Eventually I'm going to have to get a bigger terrarium. Okay, so let's leave this terrarium here while I show you the rest of the hanging plants. I have this mother plant of the epipremnum pinnatum album variegated. Now this is the one that I bought at Lixian Orchids, and it's from Vietnam. She is Asian, and she gets her plants from all over the place. So, but she specializes in orchids and Hoya. And when I saw this, it was like, oh, I want these. So I do like it. I just transplanted it into this pot, Talavera pot, and put a moss pole. These are one of the first moss poles that I made that I don't really use very often. Not anymore, but I ran out of moss poles, so I used it, and I'm trying to attach it to that moss pole, trying to keep it moist. So yeah, there you go. Here are my hanging plants. I have this little area that my husband was trying to do something with it, and right now I'm just taking over my plants. So here is the neon pothos. This is the mother one, and it's growing. I probably will put the prop in and make it fuller, but yeah, very, very nice. I do love that color. Okay, then we have a marble queen. Beautiful that looks. Oh wow, the variegation is just beautiful. I got these in Home Depot. On the bottom I have a ZZ plant, and I did insert one black raven right there, and I just put it in because it broke off when I was doing something outside. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna put it in here and see if it grows. And so far, it is growing nicely. Very nice. Okay, here I have my Syndapsis pictus argyrius. It doesn't look very full. The leaves are not very big, but the Pictus argyrius does not really have big leaves. So I just have it here and see if I can work with it and put it, you know, make it fuller. But yeah, that's a job in progress. Now this one is not the silver lady. This one looks like it's another exotica, Syndactys exotica. Yeah, but I have it there and just trying to see what I can do with it. But I'm not sure if I'm going to combine both of the plants together and make it fuller. But the leaves are pretty big. This is the one that I got in Byron Pine. And yeah, it's big. And then I'm going to close off, well, I still have one more plant. This one right here is the Pothos lemon meringue. The variegation is not as strong. Probably the other one is stronger. And then when I opened my Spanish channel, I was into succulents. So I got several books about succulents, and I also found one at the second hand store, the thrift store here, about household perfect house plants. And I said, oh, I want that. So yeah, I try to learn as much as I can about these little planties. These are my babies. Okay, and I'm going to show you one last plant that I have in the bathroom. Okay, this one is the last plant that I'm going to show you. This one is located in the bathroom, and this one is the ZZ plant. And this is the dwarf ZZ plant. I really do like the ZZs. I want to get as many as I can different within the species, and it's just so pretty. There's a brown stem here. It is receiving low light from a ornamental glass at the top of the ceiling, and it's doing good. I have it in Airway Rex, and it loves it. I hope you liked the video. This is part 3, so part 4 coming soon. And yeah, I really enjoy the plants and watching them grow. I do fertilize them twice, maybe once or twice a month, and water them every two weeks almost, because remember, Puerto Rico is humid and the humidity does stay. So yeah, it's a little humid today too. Yeah, so I'm going to be sending you the blessings that is very, very customary here in Puerto Rico to you, your family, your pets, and your plants. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.